This episode is brought to you by Hasa. Liquid is clearly better. Liquid chlorine is the highest purity, works immediately, has no added cyanuric acid or calcium, and it will leave your pool safe, clean, and clear. And by the bottom feeder professional grade battery powered vacuum system. It sucks to clean pools, so cleaning pools sucks less. Get $100 off with code DVB100.
This episode is brought to you by Skimmer, the #1 pool service software in North America. With Skimmer, you can streamline your schedule, grow your revenue, and keep your customers coming back with 5-star service. Whether you're a one-person operation or an established team, Skimmer is your partner in success. Visit getskimmer.com/poolguy to try Skimmer for free for 30 days.
The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show.
Hi, welcome to the Pool Guy Podcast Show. Hasa recently acquired Biodex. Biodex is a chemical company that's been around since the 1960s, and it makes some really great chemicals. So the acquisition by Hasa is really a great partnership. And today I'm going to touch on a few of the Biodex products that I use all the time and that I like the most. Are you a pool service pro looking to take your business to the next level? Join the Pool Guy Coaching Program. Get expert advice, business tips, exclusive content, and get direct support from me. I'm a 35-year veteran in the industry. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, I've got the tools to help you succeed. Learn more at swimmingpoollearning.com. The first Biodex product, actually there's two products that I was introduced to when I first started in pool service, and I use these products over the last 30 plus years, and I know that they're highly effective. And I'll touch on the first one that I think is something that is often overlooked. And when you do acid washes, this is a great additive that really helps make the acid wash more effective. The product is called Biodex Plaster White and Bright. And this is something you put into the acid water mix. Now, it depends on what you're using to dispense it. I like using a flower watering pot with the, kind of the sprinkle type nozzle on top. I don't know how to describe it, but not the straight pour one, but a little bit of a sprinkle. And this really helps with the acid wash. Now, what does the White and Bright do? The White and Bright actually thickens the acid water mixture, and this makes it really a much easier way to coat the pool with the acid and water mixture. It just really brightens everything too, but the main element that I like about it is that it makes the mixture really thick, and when you pour it on, it actually doesn't come off like just water basically. It's like a thick, slow-moving, syrupy formula, and this coats the plaster really well, and it's something that I think is essential for the acid wash. It also seems to eliminate a lot of the fumes as you're using it and as you're going around pouring the acid on the plaster. So this is a great product if you do acid washes. You would want to do 1 gallon of acid to 2 gallons of water. And if you use the 5-gallon plastic bale, you would add about 8 ounces of the Plaster White and Bright. So a quart of it's good for an acid wash. You don't have to get the gallon unless you do a lot of acid washes. And you can also add the Aquadex 50 stain off, which I'll touch on a little bit later. This also helps with any kind of metal staining while you're using this product in the acid wash. But if you haven't tried this yet, I highly recommend you get the Biodex Plaster White and Bright for your next acid wash. Add it to the mixture. It doesn't take a lot in the mixture, but it's a great product. And I just noticed that there's actually my video of the acid wash I did with it on their site. So that's pretty cool that they linked to my video of the Plaster White and Bright because it is highly effective. Now the other product, I guess I'll touch on this one next, and it's the Biodex Aquadex 50 Stain Off. I didn't really start using this product actually until about, 12 years ago or so. It wasn't one of the go-to products that I had on my route. I liked the Hasa Super Stain Out. I would use that a lot, and it was really effective, especially when I had, any kind of brown staining in the pool. Maybe organic staining was part of it. Sometimes it was metal staining. And I found that the Hasa Super Stain Out was highly effective. So ironically, I couldn't get it one day at my supplier. They were out of stock, and they had the Biodex Aquadex 50 there. So I got a quart of that, and I used it to treat some staining in a pool, and it was highly effective in removing the staining. So I never went back to the Hasa Super Stain Out. So since Hasa now owns Biodex, I guess it's still a Hasa product that I'm using, and it's a highly effective way to get some stains out of the pool. Interesting enough, I first used it highly effectively when I was adding salt to a pool. The customer bought this Clorox salt from Walmart, and I put like 8 bags of it in the pool. Then I noticed there was like yellow streaks, like maybe like 6 foot long yellow streaks, about maybe half an inch in width, and 6 feet long on the bottom of the pool after I added the salt. And so I looked it up online, and I realized that the Clorox salt, they use an additive to anti-clumping additive that they put in there, and sometimes they put too much in there, and that causes staining in the pool. I was really not happy with it because it was actually a brand new replastered pool. They remodeled it, got a saltwater system. I added the salt, and I left these, yellow streaks on the bottom. So I got a quart of the Biodex Oxo X50. I turned the pool off, and then I poured it directly in the center of the pool where the stains were, let it kind of settle down, and then I had the pool to come on later in the day. And I got back to the next week, and the stains were significantly lighter. I was pretty impressed and amazed by it. And then I got my brush, and I was brushing it because I recommend brushing it afterwards, and I brushed it really thoroughly. Then I added another quart maybe a week or so later, and all that staining actually was removed from the pool, which thankfully was something that I really think the product helped tremendously for that. I've also had success when I get to a pool and there's some kind of brown staining on the plaster. It's kind of like a light brown, and this really is effective in lightening it up too. It doesn't necessarily eliminate all the staining. It's not a cure-all, but it definitely will lighten a lot of stains. I even have used it on the first step of a pool where, if you ever take over an account and they have a trichlor floater and they don't tie it to the skimmer lid, which I recommend you do to prevent staining on the steps. But if they don't do that, usually the first step will have like a half moon burn mark on it, because as that trichlor comes out of the bottom of the feeder, especially if it's the first step that's right at the top of the pool, it'll actually leave a stain on that step. And I've had really good success with this product as well. Pouring it directly on that step, I actually pour a whole quart on there, let it set on that top step without the pool circulating for a couple hours, and it does lighten that stain pretty effectively. So it's a pretty good stain remover. Again, it's not something that's going to cure every stain in the pool. If you catch the stains early, it's more effective. But I found that it does really work on a lot of different stains in the pool. Now, one thing to note on the other side of the product is that it will lower the chlorine level or even zero out the chlorine in a lot of cases. So don't want to overdose the pool. I had this pool where I put too much in the pool, and it took a while for it to get a free chlorine level back up in that pool, because it does have the potential of lowering the chlorine or zeroing out the chlorine in the pool. So just be aware of the fact that this product can do that as well. And you want to make sure that when you use it, you follow the directions specifically, because it is effective when used effectively. And you have to have the pH in range as well for the best results. So the pH should be 7.2 rather than 7.8 for the best results. So if you lower the pH, it's going to really help this product be more effective. And my videos there also on this product on their site. So it's another product that I really recommend, and it's really effective in removing some stains in the pool. And nothing is a cure-all, of course, but I always recommend this when someone says they have a stain in their pool. Maybe it just happened or it's just forming. This product does work really well in lifting the stain, whether it's organic or a metal stain. And the Pool Guy Podcast Show has teamed up with UPA to bring you affordable, reliable liability insurance starting at just $64 a month. Get up to $2 million in coverage, and the members of my coaching group get an even lower rate. Protect your business and your peace of mind. Sign up with UPA today by clicking the link in the podcast description. Another product that I have used is their tile cleaner. Now, if you're looking for this list of products, their website is okay. I mean, it's kind of overdone. If you go there, it's like pretty fancy. But to find an actual list of products is kind of difficult, and they're all scattered about. I found that the best link is if you go to Google and you search for products. They gave me this link which I found to be the most effective link. It should probably be on their homepage, and it should be populated like this to make it easy. But if you go to bio-dex.com, so biodex.com, and then you do the backwards slash mark, and you put the word products in there, it's going to come up to a really nice product page where everything is listed there by category, and it's really easy to find. And again, this is a great thing they should have on the front of the page so you can find all their products easily. And they do have the product categories on the front page, but they don't have anything where you see everything that they make all on one page, and this is the best place to find that. Again, bio-dex.com / products. I know there's a better way to say that / but I just can't remember it right now. But you kind of know what I'm talking about. So the product that I like also is their tile soap, and the tile soap, let me see here, it's the 300 tile cleaner. Now, I'll start with the caution here. There are actually 3 kinds of acid in this tile soap, so you have to use this with caution, wear gloves, and really don't spill this product on the customer's deck. And if the water level is low and the plaster is exposed, it actually will streak the plaster because there's 3 types of acid in this product. That's why it's highly effective on removing some calcium buildup from the tile. But just be cautious with it. And if you have employees, I would probably say don't use this product. Don't let them use this product right away. Maybe use a regular tile soap, and maybe you yourself use it to clean the tiles on your route, because it does take some handling and some thought behind it so you don't stain the deck or the plaster of the pool itself. But it is highly effective because of the acid that's in this product. It has a low pH, so be careful again that you don't stain anything with this product. There was one of my members of the group many years ago had a mosaic tile thing that they were cleaning, and this is a caution as well. They put this on there to clean that calcium off there, and it actually took the mosaic off the tile because it has acid again. It's really effective, so I'll go with that, and the cautions are there just so that you know that you can cause staining with it. But as far as the effectiveness of this tile cleaner, very, very effective in removing calcium buildup, and it's very similar to what I use out there is the Geyser tile soap with an acid mixture. You add your own acid to it, makes it thick, and it's pretty good as well. Very similar to the Biodex, the 300 tile cleaner, and it's one of probably the strongest tile cleaners on the market that you can get. So again, a great product, a great tile cleaner, but used with extreme caution. I've also used their algicides. They have 2 of them. They have the AquaPure algicide, which is a copper-based algicide, I believe. I don't really use that one too much, but I've used the Skillet. This is an interesting algicide, and the Skillet has some properties in it that are effective also against bees that use the pool or insects. It's kind of interesting, but it creates like a thick film on the surface when you use it. This also is the algicide that makes a lot of foam in the pool, so just be aware of that if you overdo it, overuse it. The Skillet is a really effective algicide in my opinion. I've used it and it works really well, but the property that I like about it too is if you have a lot of bees that are like drinking out of the spa or spillway and it's becoming a real nuisance, this leaves like a film on the surface and they kind of get trapped in there and then they can't stay on the surface, and it's a great way to kind of eliminate the bees in the pool. It's kind of a side effect of the product, and it's really effective as well against algae. Again, the 2 algicides, the AquaPure algicide, I'm almost certain that's a copper-based one, and then the Skillet, I'm not sure what's in the Skillet. It's like a different kind of algicide. Maybe it's a polyquat algicide. You can look up the information online to find out the exact ingredients, but they're highly effective algicides as well. And 2 more great products made by Biodex. I really like their foam, their foam down, and to me it's one of the most effective foam down products that they make. I use it a lot. They have enzymes, of course. They have a lot of other products for the spa, but their foam down, I like the fact that it comes in a quart bottle and that it's effective. Now, of course, the foam in a spa or a pool itself, there's something underneath that they have to address. Why is it foaming? A lot of times the spa water, if you have like a fiberglass spa and you're getting a lot of foam in there, it's because the water is probably probably needs to be changed at that point. There's just a lot of gunk in there, causing the foam in there. And they also have enzymes for the spa that help with that black staining that gets on those fiberglass spas. But their foam down product is great for fountains, water feature, spas, anywhere where foam is produced in the pool or spa. I like their foam down. So they actually have a ton of products out there. They have the acid wash product I mentioned, the Plaster White and Bright. Then they have the 2 algicides. Then they have clarifiers and what they call digesters, which are enzymes. And there's quite a bit of that there. They have alum, also aluminum sulfate. They have, of course, filter cleaners for the cartridge filter and sand filters. They have phosphorus removers. They actually made it a blue formula to kind of give it a distinct look. And I kind of like it. It's actually an effective phosphorus remover. They all have similar ingredients, all the phosphorus removers, just different strengths of it, across the brands out there. If you're looking at Phos-Free or the Arenda, it's mainly just the strength of the product, the mixture of it. They have spa products. They have the stainless scale. There's a Protectol Supreme, which is a good product as well. I didn't touch on that one too much, but you can look that one up as well. I have a video. I think they're using my video here as well. And then they have, of course, tile cleaners, the Quick and Thick, the 300 tile cleaner, and the Protectol Supreme. And then they have water treatment, which I really haven't used their water treatment, but they do have non-chlorine shock. They have a borate product. They have a Chlor-X. I'm not sure what that is, but the borate product is pretty interesting. There's a few companies with a borate product now, and this product is called Biodex Borate Plus. And if you know anything about adding borates to the pool, it's highly effective in preventing algae to form in the pool, and it makes the chlorine more effective. So they have a whole gambit of products, and it's actually a really good acquisition by Hasa. I've always been a fan of the Biodex products, and there's no conflict of interest here. Hasa is a chemical company. They already have Arenda, and it's just going to be a great way to enhance the Hasa product lineup, in my opinion. And it's good that this company didn't disappear. I believe the owners were retiring and they had no one to take it over, and that's why Hasa was able to acquire it. And it's a great acquisition by Hasa. Great products. Check out their website and definitely try out the Biodex lineup of products. They're just a great lineup of chemicals for many aspects of the pool and many aspects of your pool service use. If you're looking for other podcasts, you can find those by going to my website, swimmingpoollearning.com, and on the banner, click on the podcast icon. There'll be a drop-down menu with over 1,900 podcasts to listen to there. And if you're interested in the coaching program, you can learn more at poolguycoaching.com. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Have a great rest of your week. God bless. This episode is brought to you by Hasa, providing products that deliver clean, healthy water for every aspect of everyday life. The bottom feeder battery-powered vacuum system, portable, powerful, and only weighs 12 pounds. And Skimmer. Get Skimmer, America's #1 pool service software. Podcast listeners can try Skimmer for free at getskimmer.com/poolguy.